Hey guys, this is Cam from 15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys, and this is another Food Wars Season 5 review. So this episode was, I will say, is, much better than last week's episode. I will say that, especially with the somehow BS stuff we got last week. Like, you know. But we get more. This episode dives in more to the relationship between Soma and Aldini, which I really did appreciate. I really did appreciate the relationship these two have, because they're honestly, we all know Aldini, Takumi, and Isami, they're brothers, but it's like Soma and Takumi, they feel like they're also brothers as well. From the standpoint, they always just like to fight each other and go back and forth because that's what brothers always do. They always fight and stuff like that. So, anyways, this episode we finally get an episode focused on somebody other than Soma. We get an episode focused on Aldini, on Takumi, and stuff like that. So Don Kama, we see that his friends have clearly captured Isami and is holding him hostage in some kind of building that has like no trespassing and stuff like that. Now in the meantime, Mito, Megumin, Soma, Ishiki, and Kuga are all looking for Isami, or Isami, but they can't find him. Mito and Megumin were actually also looking for Erina as well, which kind of leads into the ending of this episode. Now Don Kama, he's kind of antagonizing, Takumi, and he's like, listen here, you ain't gonna be doing nothing now that you got no supporter. So I'm gonna bring out my supporters and we're gonna make this dish. So all of his supporters, man, it gives me One Piece flashbacks in terms of that one island Sanji went to. And it's essentially where you have guys dressing up in dresses and pretending like they're chicks and stuff like that. So yeah. If you haven't seen One Piece, they bring that type of element in One Piece for for Sanji, one of the funnier characters. But yeah. Um. The theme of the match is what they have to make is amuse boucher, and it's obviously made by through teamwork. Now, the way that Dunkama and his supporters cook is based on the shakers they have. So they use these shakers to make like it look really good and stuff like that. Now we find out also, if you don't know what amuse boucher is, we find out that type of dish is a small dish that is usually served before an appetizer. Um, I don't know why. I don't know. Usually, it must be a Japanese thing. In America, we already know if we go to a restaurant, we have the appetizer, and then we eat the appetizer, and then we get the main dish. But I guess it's the appetizer before the appetizer. I don't know. Now, Takumi is not cooking, and like I said, Don Kama is just antagonizing him and saying, "Oh, you don't got your little supporter. Aren't you gonna cook?" and stuff like that. And essentially they have the verine, they have the dish ready, and it has a lot of layers. All the judges end up liking it and stuff like that. Now, Don Kama, after thinking he's got the upper hand and everything, again, I'm gonna say this for like I think the third straight week in a row. If you've been watching Food Wars to this point, you know whoever serves the dish first, more than likely 9 out of 10 times loses. So Don Kama thinks that Takumi can't beat his, teamwork with his teammates, because even the judges make a mention like his teamwork with his supporters were phenomenal and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, Soma comes out and he comes to assist Takumi. Now I thought Megumin would, but no, Soma's here to assist him. And now Don Kama and his supporters want, Takumi to be disqualified for like, well, this guy isn't on his supporters list, so he should be disqualified for this. It makes no sense. But thanks to Anne getting a message from the bookmaster shows herself on the screen and says essentially it's fine because this is really only a thing about teamwork. So, she lets it slide, so Soma can work with Takumi on this thing now. Um Now Don Kama thinks it's not fair, but one of the head judge of the blue tournament essentially says, well, yeah, in the meantime, you may think it's not fair, but we're gonna look into why Ishimi didn't show up. So obviously that's gonna lead into the fact that Noor is still doing dirty stuff. Um, so the one thing is Megumin is worried, like, huh, I wonder how good Soma will do against them, against these, especially working with Takumi. We even cut back to a flashback scene where we see Mimasaka try and imitate Ishimi and Takumi, but he can't, recreate their copy cooking style the exact way they cook, or even better than that, because, you know, they're cooking, the connection between, the brothers is really good between them, and then they've also reached a whole nother level than what Mimi and Saka can do. So yeah. Now, Soma and Takumi, which you seen the thumbnail of the video, which I thought was like legit one of the most badass shots of Food Wars series. They're using the Mezzaluna and together, man, and they're using the two-man blade. They are working together really well. Like you see, Aldini use one at one time, use the blade at one time, and then he gives it to Soma, and then Soma uses it, and they're just working like amazingly together. So we get a reason why Soma is actually like really good with this knife, as well as why he's working alongside Aldini really well. And we see that because we get to a flashback, which I guess takes some place after season 4 and before season 5. That's where I guess it takes place. So in between the season 4 and 5. And we see, because if you remember, or heck, even much before that, you see that as you remember when back in season 1, I believe Mimasaka beat Takumi and took the Mezzaluna from him. Soma beat Mimasaka and took it back. And we knew the thing is, Soma got it back for Takumi, but Takumi didn't want to have it. So they legit have Food Wars fighting over the Mezzaluna, and whoever wins, they freaking take possession of the Mezzaluna, but whoever loses gives it to the other person. And it's just a back and forth thing. And you see, like, even the people are like, oh, Yukihira Soma wins. Takumi Aldini wins. Yukihira Soma wins. And they just have, it's just a back and forth thing that they, like, 1 minute, you'll have Soma win one match, the next match, Aldini wins. Then Soma wins, and stuff like that. So it's very funny, and it was a nice little flashback which dives into their friendship and the bond they have, and the fact that they're rivals slash brother like characters that just like to go up against each other because they like to compete against each other. Now when they make their dish in the Varine cup, the design looks like yin and yang. So the judge tries it and they just love it. Now the reason why it's so good is because in the dish that makes the dish stand out the most is Takumi used the Kage no Tane, which I think in the English dub they said it was like roasted chili peppers or something like that. I don't know, but it was that, and that stuff Takumi used in his dish was a throwback to way back in season 1 when Soma and Takumi first met up and had that one class, and they had that, I guess, in classroom food war, which was a great throwback because that started off their little rivalry. And it was an amazing throwback. I really like this episode because they really do go through the throwbacks of the history between Soma and Aldini and stuff like that. Takumi wins, and you see that he kind of thinks about the relationship he has with Soma and the fact that he's glad that he met Soma, and it's a guy that pushes him to be better. And I really do like Takumi Aldini has grown on me over the 5 seasons we got him, and I loved him from the moment he had his first featured episode and stuff like that. At first I thought I would hate him, but then the more I saw more of him, the more I grew to like him. And he really is, him and Soma are legit like brother like characters, even though Takumi and Isami have a good brother relationship. really, if you ask me, Soma and Takumi, they really do have that good brotherly relationship there, which I do appreciate. So Isami actually shows up at the end after Takumi wins. And thanks to Kuga's men, they actually beat up the guys that were holding Isami hostage, which is good. Now, Don Kama, after losing, he gives his shaker to Ashi. So when Ashi obviously touches it, and still, I don't know why, but apparently now he knows how to cook like Don Kama and stuff like that. Now Mito comes in, barging in, says she's found Erina and she needs to see what and you need to check this out because this is what's going on with Erina is crazy. So everyone sees what she's done and they all see that she's beaten all the challengers in the revenge match who previously lost in the last rounds. So Anne tells this to the bookmaster, and the bookmaster says, "Well, that's interesting. It seems like all those cooks freaking suck, essentially, from what she's saying." And she's like, and Anne says, "So, do you think this is good enough for her to enter into the blue tournament or be in the blue tournament?" And the bookmaster replies by saying, "Look, there's no need for the god tongue in the tournament." So it seems like the bookmaster has some sort of vendetta against Erina, as well as, I guess, not liking her. I don't know why she doesn't want her in the tournament. The next episode title is called "The God Tongues to Spare." So maybe the bookmaster is like, "Well, guess what? You're going to have to fight this person next, or you just can't enter the blue tournament because I don't want you to." Who knows? Maybe she freaking puts him up against Asahi. That would be interesting because we know the bet there. Now in the next episode, preview scene, it shows Megumin. So it seems like next week we're gonna get a Megumin focused episode. What if actually Megumin has to go up against Erina? That would be crazy. Which I guess would make sense for the God Tongues to Spare because it'd be, I guess, to spare for Erina to go up against one of her friends and stuff like that. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen next week. Again, like I said, when I in the comment section, do not put any spoilers regarding Food Wars. But I thought this episode was really good. I like the now it makes me appreciate the relationship between Takumi and Soma a lot more. So yeah, this was another good episode. Food Wars is doing good. I think season 5 has been fine. It's not the best season, but it's been fine. I enjoy it. Again, my favorite shot of the scene was when Soma and Takumi was both holding the Mezzaluna at the same time, which I was like, that was cold. I'm sorry, that was cold. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys liked the video. So leave a like if you guys did. Again, put in the comment section your thoughts on what was featured in this episode, as well as please do not put manga spoilers going forward in the comment section. As well as hit the subscribe button to get more Food Wars episode reviews. I don't know how many episodes the Food Wars season is going. I think I have to look it up. I think it would be 12 or 13 episodes, which means if it's 12 episodes, that means the season only has, I believe, 4 more episodes, and then Food Wars, in terms of the anime, is completely done. So yeah, so we're gonna see what goes on. But other than that, that's all I gotta say for this episode of Food Wars. So anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys again have a great rest of your day. You people in California, like me, hopefully you're staying cool and you're drinking a lot of water because it's gonna be another hot one out there today. So till then, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. So till then, guys, stay safe out there. Peace.